Batman is a nasty. In all my years of indulging in comic book media, I have never seen such a disgusting relationship between two characters like I did between Barbara Gordon and Bruce Wayne. Slade Epstein Wilson, get the fuck out of my face before I demolish you, pedo stroke. We're talking about the Batman today, you better wait your turn. Imagine your relationship with a character being so damn yucky that it later gets redacted, retracted, and straight up decanonized. That is exactly the tale of what followed post the launch of Batman the Killing Joke. What I'm about to tell you has been scrubbed from the lore, but I refuse to let DC and the writer of this travesty, Bruce Timm, get away with trying to normalize this kind of behavior. And you want to know what's funny? Brief warning, what I'm about to tell you will either make you laugh or piss you off. The animated movie, Batman the Killing Joke, was based off the comic book with the same name. The novel was written by Alan Moore, this guy. But the movie was written by Bruce Timm, this motherfucker. Not once in the comic did it show that Batman and Batgirl had sex. It was never even implied. Bruce Timm wrote that into the movie on his own accord. He chose to do that. And why? What did it add to the story? Not a damn thing. And I'm not using my words lightly. I'm not blatantly trying to disregard whatever Bruce Timm had planned for the two of them in this randomized plot shift. The movie brings up the subject once, maybe twice, but then they move on from it like it never happened. It had zero relevance. It just looks like Mr. Timm wanted to see two bats fucking. He handed the mods of R34 the layup so they could dunk it. You catching what I'm spitting right now? And why is it weird? Why did this relationship not work in the eyes of the public? Why does everybody with a good moral compass not like how this transpired in the movie? Let me explain this to you as explicitly as possible. I want you to think about your uncle. Your daddy's brother. He comes over a lot to hang out with your father. Your dad is in his late 50s, his brother is in his late 40s. Meanwhile, you are in your early 20s. One day, you start hanging out with your uncle. One night, he takes you to a rooftop in Gotham City and slides it in between your bum cheeks. That is nearly precisely what happened in the movie. Though I will say, it was Barbara Gordon who made the move to make it happen. But did the Batman say no or try to stop this encounter from progressing? You can bet Alfred's good tea. He did not. The age difference between the two was enough of a push factor for this whole relationship, if you can even call it that. The girl is the daughter of your best friend. When you were a fully grown adult, having your first legal sip of Hennessy, she was just a baby. If she was even alive at that point. And you don't find that weird. You don't find it weird that you had the Batman smash the daughter of his best friend. A man who is like a big brother to the Bats. Oh, and I already know what kind of weirdos I'm gonna get in the comment section, so let me silence them voices right now. There are a lot of people on this planet that think that just because something is legal, that means it's okay. If an 18-year-old girl finds you attractive, but you yourself are pushing 30, and you decide that it's a good idea to date them because it's legal, then you are the exact reason why the law is in place for 18 and over. You, Mr. Timm, may share the same first name as Mr. Wayne, but you were acting much more like Mr. Wilson. Back to the funny haha stuff. The movie got me wondering what really paralyzed her. The Joker's bullet or that dick? On a real though, I don't know why he chose to write the Batman as somebody who was desperate and yams deprived in this movie. Like outside of the cowl and even in it, he's still a billionaire playboy. One who never shows up to a party without his selection of elegant hoes on his shoulders. If Bruce Timm really wanted to, he could have made a throwaway scene of the Bat smashing the cat on the rooftop. He could have had Talia show up and throw some back on him while he delivered some Bat shots. But no! He chose the youngling, and not somebody who the Batman already had an established and non-creepy relationship with. And I've already listed a number of reasons why it didn't work, why it doesn't work, why it'll never work. Age difference, whose daughter she is, how she's practically his niece. But it also doesn't work due to the serious events of what occurred in this film. Batgirl in this movie was sexualized between 3 different men. This playboy, who saw it as a thrill whenever Batgirl came around, quite literally rizzing his way out of trouble whenever it was her to show up instead of Batman. The second man being Bruce Wayne himself, and the third, and the darkest one of all, being the Joker. I'ma be for real when I speak about this. Bruce Timm chose to write this now retconned, strange sex scene into a movie where it was also heavily implied that Barbara was raped by the Joker. Bruce Timm, in my opinion, is a fucking weirdo. This man was 55 years old when this movie came out. He knew what he was doing. You can fight me about it in the comments that I'm inclined to ignore if you want to. It doesn't change the fact that in a heavy enough storyline, you'd add to the weight of it in such a nonsensical way to make Barbara seem like an emotional plaything for Batman in your version of the story, and then a victim of the Joker's as written by Alan Moore. Bruce Timm has written many great things. I could go on forever about how much I enjoy a lot of it, but that doesn't change the fact that when I don't separate the art from the artist, the man is still a damn weirdo for ever putting scenes like this on paper in the first place. You can still like the film. You can still indulge in the good things that this man has produced. But you must also be aware that when a grown man is blowing out the back of a young woman, less than half his age, who also happens to be the daughter of your best friend, even if that character is your favorite superhero, that shit is fucking nasty.